ride for your afternoon drive. It's Glenn Beagle on AM 700 KBYR.
The news and talk of Alaska.
KBYR Morning News and Comment continues. 6:20 a.m. here in the studio, KBYR. 40.4 degrees, and it feels like 41 degrees. You understand that, Mr. Producer?
Yeah, it must be the wind chill factor.
I don't know how you feel like it's warmer than it actually is.
Yeah, me neither. Could be you're wearing a coat.
Oh, I guess if there's high humidity. Could be very high humidity.
That too. More moisture in the air retains the heat.
But it's 40.4 degrees is not termed by anyone anywhere as heat.
Oh, in Alaska it is?
No.
Oh, yes.
No. This is end of May. Okay, we're never going to get out of this place. I got on the program with me Jim Thomas, who has taken a very unique approach to writing, and he has a very unique book with some fantastic technology. It's kind of a marriage of a lot of different kinds of technology into the book, and it's exclusively on the iPad. So welcome aboard. Jim Thomas is in studio with me. Thanks so much for coming in.
Thanks, Glenn.
Tell us about you. I read a little bit about your story about taking on all these jobs and how you ended up writing a book. You say it's about a Hawaiian legend. It sounds fascinating. So tell us a little bit about you and how you came to do this.
Okay. Well, like I said, I right after graduating from college, I just wanted to go out and find my place in the world. I mean, like, there's
most normal people.
Yeah, I spent.
But most normal people want to find their place on 4th and Hyder Street, and not in foreign countries and in far-flung places.
All right, true. But what I was actually looking for was I was looking for an adventure, and also in the same breath I was looking, how I would react to that adventure. So I put myself in a really bizarre situation, and I was able to travel around Hawaii for almost 3 years, working on these various farms, almost like a migrant worker. And that's pretty much who I kicked it with, so to say. Was
are you like involved in adventure your whole life? Did this come about later?
It came about because I spent 17 years like in some type of institution where I was always getting education from I was a little kid.
Okay, we were wondering what kind of institution.
Yeah, I know. I know. I was like, wait a minute, these guys. I don't know what Glenn's gonna interpret that as. So anyway, like, no, I from a little kid all the way up until I was 24. I was in school, and I was like, all right, I need to break away and like do my own thing. So that's when. It sounded
like when you were telling me that you were always stuck in libraries, that you were having your adventures, they were just in your mind, and you just decided, you know what, I got to go out and live.
Yeah, exactly, man, exactly. And so that's what I did. Like, and I came across this thing after doing a lot of research. I was like, I told all my family and friends about this thing I discovered. It's called WWOOFing. It's the Worldwide Opportunity on Organic Farms, WWOOF. And usually when I tell people that, they're like, "You mean you worked on roofs? Like, does this guy have a speech impediment?" Woof. I'm like, "What did you do in Hawaii?" I was woofing. They're like, "You worked on roofs? You have a speech impediment?" But no, actually, it's a really cool thing. It's a way to travel and not spend money. You work a couple hours a day on a farm, an organic farm, and you get food and a place to sleep. And there's like there's thousands. Actually, I think there's over 1,000 hosts that'll put you up and. It's kind of like it is like a job in the sense that like you have to sell yourself to the farmer, like, hey, this is what I can help you with. I like the idea of gardening. And
did people try to talk you out of this? I mean, did you?
Yeah, my friends in college were like, yeah, I don't. Well, but then again, I had some friends that were like, yo, this sounds awesome. Let's go to Hawaii. Like.
They wanted to go with you.
Yeah.
Did any of them go with you?
No. One dude got arrested. Another dude ended up bailing out. So I went by myself.
Wow.
And I mean, I had to do it because, like I said, I was driven to do this. And when I was living there, I would always go to the library, and that's when I came across this story in a book by Herb Kane that talked about. And Herb Kane is a amazing. He's an amazing Hawaiian painter. He's kind of like the Sir Lawrence Alma-Tadema of like Hawaiian culture, like just one of the greatest painters I think ever. But
he really captures the essence.
Oh yeah, he's got some amazing work. Check him out, Herb Kane. But in one of his books, he talks about this legend that states that there was pale-skinned people which washed ashore the Big Island like over 500 years ago, and some people think that the Spanish actually knew about Hawaii way before Captain Cook's European discovery. Let me break that down.
How would they have? Is this a serious?
Yeah, this
theory?
This is a serious theory.
Really? How would they have gotten all? Because don't they have to go all the way around?
Absolutely, great question. And that's why I wrote this book, because, like I said, I've always loved reading.
Yeah.
And I kind of use that energy I get from that positive feeling I get from learning things, and I like twist that into a story as I write. So
just to let people know, I'm talking with Jim Thomas, who's written a book here, and it's from a lot of experiences that he had, and essentially just a drive, which is what writing is, a drive. You can't really contain it. You can fight it for a while, but it's got to come out. What's the name of the book? And you say it's on iPad only?
Correct. The sequel is my first novel, Strong Roads, A Spanish Shipwreck Survivor in Ancient Hawaii, is the prequel to this, which is my latest work. And the first novel basically is how my main character leaves Spain in the end of the 16th century, goes on this wild adventure with his friends to the Caribbean islands, and then to what's today Mexico, and then eventually he goes to Acapulco, which ties in with the actual alleged legend.
Okay.
And what happened was, back in the end of the 16th century, Spain finally perfected how to get from Acapulco, Mexico, all the way over to Manila. And that's where they dumped all their silver and picked up all these spices and exotic cargo.
So it sort of ties together some of the things we know happen and some of the things that are involved in this legend, and
exactly,
and kind of marries them up.
Exactly. So that's kind of what I did, was I used my imagination and history and like twizzled it up.
And we do have a clip from the book if you want to play it.
Yeah. This is a unique book. If people, this marriage of technology and, people pronouncing names properly and being able to pick up.
All at your fingertip. And that's what's exciting, is I'm one of the first people to utilize this technology.
What's it called again? What's the technology for this book?
Well, this, because it's only on the iPad, it's a self-authoring platform that's called iBooks Author. And it's used specifically for actually teachers to help their classrooms, accelerate their learning.
Yeah, you can get immersed in the book even more quickly.
Exactly.
Because you pick up
for
all
textbooks. It's for textbooks, but I used it for fiction.
For a novel. All right, go ahead.
The drumming, its thick and deep noise, enveloped the night. I focused on Lono. His large arms squeezed the bottom of the bone into the corpse's eye socket. The drums frightened me. I began taking ferocious breaths of air. The more I focused on the drums, the louder they were. A feeling of impending doom entered my thoughts. The sound put me into a trance. Uncontrollably, I breathed in air faster and faster. Quickly, he scooped out the eye. He picked the eye off the dead man's face. The string ripped as he handed me the eyeball. Suddenly, I relaxed. Subsequently, my heartbeat slowed. All my thoughts of fear scattered into oblivion. All my bodily senses converged into one realization. This bloody human eyeball was being offered to me.
It sounds quite scary. Hawaiian culture is a lot different than leis and people sort of dancing on a beach. I don't know whether people know that.
That's a great point. And that's why I wrote this novel, because I wanted to learn as much about myself as the rest of humanity, and that scene is pretty historically accurate.
Yeah. Jim Thomas, I really appreciate you coming in, and look forward. How do people get this book? What's the best way?
Just go to gemthomas.com. That's gem, like something precious, thomas.com.
Jim Thomas. It's exciting to see people sort of live out an adventure to gain a knowledge and an understanding the rest of us will never have. But we can pick it up in a book like this.
Or you can just find all my other literary work on the same website, gemthomas.com.
Gemthomas.com. Thanks so much for coming in, Jim. I really appreciate it.
Thank you,
next,
guys.
You bet. Up next.